So I thought I'd start out the video with showing my fan view insights. This is my all-time earnings. Consistent AI influencers. And I'm going to be doing this live for you to see too. I'm not just going to be running through this, whiteboard. I'm actually going to be showing you step by step how to do this. Here are just some example images of like some of the work that is possible with this method, right? So the first step, you're going to need to create 70 images of the same non-existent woman to train Instagram, or you can get them from Pexels. I prefer that you use Pexels because Pexels, what it is a website where it's free, copyright-free images, unlimited copyright-free images. So anything on that website you can use for whatever you want, copyright-free. So you can use them to train, AI models without running into any legal issues, stuff like that. Instagram is another method that some people use. That's a little more like gray hat. It's really on the line if it's like allowed or not. But I'll give you an example. So if we go over here, this is just like a Instagram profile viewer, and this is just some random girl's Instagram account. She's in like a model on Instagram, and what you can do is you can see some of these are photos, and you can download these photos. Right here, you can download her whole profile, and you can face swap with that. But what I'm going to be doing in this video is using Pexels, because as you can see, I'm on this random guy's Pexels profile, and she's got this images of this girl, and we can use these to train our Loras. Now for this example video, I'm only going to be using about 5, but for your AI influencer, I recommend you use 70. So that's Instagram and Pexels. So now we need the reference face, because we're going to face swap no matter what, right? Because we want to make an image that we want to create a woman that does not exist. So for that, I recommend going to a live AI. It's basically an AI image generator. Fair warning, this is an NSFW website, so you don't have to use this website, but you can use other AI face generators. But I really like this one because it's completely free for the first like couple image generations you do, and then it comes out really realistic, as you can see right here. So over here, I just entered a simple prompt, right? A close-up face of a beautiful 22-year-old brunette woman with blue eyes. And this is what I got. So I downloaded it. Then next we're going to be going to a face swap website. So what I recommend is remaker.ai, because it's not that expensive and it does a pretty good job. So as you can see, I put the upload target face right here. This is the AI face that I generated, and then the 5 images I got from Pexels right here. I already uploaded it before the video started. Now you're going to want to get 70 of these. So I'm pretty sure this face only allows 50 at a time, so you're going to have to do 2 batches for the face swap. But I'm only doing 5 for the example, but you're going to want to do at least 70. You can do as many as you want, but I recommend 70. So we're just going to swap these real quick just to give you an example of like what this does. So it's going to put her face onto these 5 images, right? So I'll probably skip ahead through this. Okay, we're back now recording, and as you can see here, it spit out these 5 photos right here. So we're just going to select them all, and then I'm going to download them. So as you can see, well, I'll show you in a second, they turned out pretty good. So yeah, face swap, and then now we have our images when we're ready to train. So we're going to go into RunPod. If you don't know what RunPod is, it's basically a website where you can borrow someone's GPU and pay them money to borrow it. So we're going to be using diffusion pipe, and I know this might look complicated, right? But just try to stay with me. It's super easy. The thing about this stuff is that it looks like kind of intimidating, but like if you just try, okay, it's pretty easy. So just follow along and you'll get it. It's simple. So yeah, this RunPod template though is not created by me. It was created by this creator called HearMeMan AI. You can find him on YouTube or whatever. I just wanted to give him credit. This is my RunPod. We're gonna come over here, make an account, deposit some money. We're gonna go over to pod templates. Just search Lora, and it comes up. It's the second one right here. Right now it's the second one. I don't know if it's gonna be the second one for you, but Lora training diffusion pipe all in one, created by HearMeMan. Recommend you're gonna want to use an H100 SXM. So this one's kind of on the pricier side because it's like a really beefy GPU. So it's $269 an hour. So you're going to click edit pod and you're going to come over here. We're just going to add some volume disk storage, and then under environment variables you're going to want to get your Hugging Face token and then enter it right here. Hugging Face token is basically, so Hugging Face is this website. You're going to want to come here, just sign up for an account, and you can get your API token. It's in the settings and it's super easy to find. If you don't know how to find it, just look it up online or ask ChatGPT. It's not that hard, okay? Come over here, put the token in here, set overrides. So yeah, I just basically paused the video and I added my Hugging Face token in, and then we're just gonna hit deploy on demand and it's gonna deploy the pod. Alright, we're back, and basically Jupyter Lab is you know, this platform that runs Linux. So once we get in here, the first thing we're gonna want to do is click terminal. And I'm just gonna take you step by step for this. It's pretty simple, right? I mean, the template pretty much walks you through it. So just type bash to start, click enter, type bash, and then type enter and tab, and then it'll come up with bash interactive _start _training.sh. Hit enter on that, and then we're gonna have a little prompt here. So come over to the left here and click image dataset. We're gonna load in my images that I created earlier. So as you can see, I loaded in the 5 images. Okay, so we have our image data set in here, so we can go back here, and you can select the model you want to train. So we're gonna be doing flux in this video. So we're just gonna press 1, type 1, and press enter. As you can see, the Hugging Face token's already set. So now it says, do you want to capture your images? Yes, we do want to capture our images. And we're only using images, so we're going to press 1 and type enter, and then it's going to say enter a trigger word. So what this trigger word is going to do is, once we're prompting with our Lora, where we type this trigger word and it's going to know to create this woman for us, right? So let's say her name's Sarah. So we're just going to type in Sarah. So every time we type Sarah in the prompt, it's going to give us Sarah, right? So we're going to hit enter, and now it's going to start downloading the models, and it's going to start to capture our images. And this is going to take like 5, 10, maybe 15 minutes depending on your GPU, and then I'll come back when it's done. Okay, we're back and it's all finished, and depending on what GPU you're using, that's how fast it's going to go. The better the GPU, the faster, obviously. So we can come in here and we can check our text file to see if it described good enough. So here's our trigger word we use, Sarah. And it looks like it described it pretty well, so we're good there. Now if we come back to the terminal here, we'll see that it's going to ask us another question. Do we want to continue with default settings or modify the files? So I'd say modify all the files, right? So go with 2, enter, and it's going to tell you where the files are. So you just come over here. What is this? Diffusion pipe, examples, and then we don't need to do anything in flux, but go to dataset, come over here, change the resolution to 1024. Now this is what you want to put your photos at, whatever your images are. This is what the resolution you want it to be at, and then you can come to here and do the same thing. So it's 1024 by 1024. Wait, space 1024. So press Control S to save the file. We can come back here and it said we finished, right? So we just type yes. And it's going to give us a little summary. So as you can see, it's 1024 by 1024. That's what all our images in our dataset are. And then all these default settings are good enough for what we're doing right now. If you know what you're doing, you can mess with these a little bit, but keeping them default, that's going to work. So these updated settings look correct. Type yes. And then have you reviewed the image captions? Yes, we have. So type yes. And now it's going to start training. So it's going to download all the files necessary to train, and then it's going to train, and it's going to save every 5 epochs. So you're going to have whatever 10 Lora files at the end of this, but really you're only going to need the last one that comes out, right? Because that's going to be the best one. Yeah, it's training, it's downloading, it's going to start training, and then once it's done training, it'll say training is ended. And after it's done training, it's going to tell you where it's saved. So it's going to be over here. It's going to be called training_outputs. It's going to be in a folder like that, and you can just right click and download it. And yeah, then you have your Lora file, and then you can, you know, put it into ComfyUI and start generating images, which I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So now we're back in RunPod, and this is what we're going to be using to run ComfyUI, which is an open source software that we can use to prompt and generate images, aka generate our model that we just created. We do have a Discord server. It's in the description. It's open for anyone to go in, and I will have a link to this RunPod template in there. So just come over here. It's going to be like, this is the latest version of ComfyUI, so this is why you want to use this RunPod template. And we're just going to deploy it the same way we did the last one, and we're just going to wait for it to load up. Once you see the green dot right here, you'll see that it's fully loaded up. Just open up our ComfyUI, and this is where we can generate all our images, like I said earlier. When you open it up, it's going to have like nothing. So yeah, we're just going to drag it in after you download it from the Discord server, and you'll get this. Now obviously some nodes are going to be missing, but this is a really good Flux workflow to get like really high quality images. So the first thing you want to do is come over to Manager, click Install Missing Custom Nodes, and then just click this and then install everything you need to install. For this, it's only two nodes we're missing, so that should only take a couple seconds. Don't restart Jupyter Lab, but this is for ComfyUI now. And what we're going to do is make sure we're in the first folder like this, right? And then click Terminal. And I actually have this whole download command written up, and it's in my Discord server, so we'll take a look at it. So it's basically just an auto installer, and it's going to download all the models we need for Flux 1. So if you go down here, it says, you know, important, replace your Hugging Face token with your actual Hugging Face token, and then here's the link where you can get it. And then now here are all the models that we're going to download. So the only thing you have to do is go through every single one, like this one, and replace your _HF_ token, replace that with your token, the one that's linked with your account. And then I'm going to do that real quick, and then you just copy it, and then you paste it in here and press enter, and it'll automatically download every single file you need to run this workflow. Okay, so after all your downloads are completed, like mine are, just come back over to Comfy, click restart, and just restart the server, and then everything should be working. In the meantime, you're going to want to come back to Jupyter, go to Workspace, ComfyUI, Models, and then Loras, and then you're going to want to drag and drop the Lora that we just made, and drop it in here, and then you're good to go. Back. Now, one last thing you want to do is come over to the Power Lora loader right here. Pick your Lora. We're just going to use this one right here as an example. And then here's her prompt in her bedroom. Yeah, whatever. And then just click run. And it's going to take a while. Not a while. It's going to take about twice as long the first time you do it, because it has to load in all the models, and then after you run it the first time, it'll be a lot faster for your second, third, fourth, etc. Okay, so that came out relatively quick, and this was the first image we got. This is going to be the base image. Obviously, you know, this is more of like a mirror picture. If you don't like this, you can obviously, you know, change the prompt and redo it, and then once you find one you like, there's also a fine-tune feature and an upscale feature, which makes it a lot more high definition. So that's it for that. If you guys want, we have a Discord. It's filled with, you know, 5 to 6 figure AI model entrepreneurs, and we're basically just all in there talking about different methods and what we can do to try to master this.